Well, the ministers of Springfield Presbyterian Church had a vision to be a ministry to the community of Springfield. And so they had 3 people from the presbytery, 3 people from the community, and 3 people from the church to get together and form ideas and brainstorm. And so in the very beginning, there was no sanctuary, there was no urban ministries of Springfield, which is what we were initially called. We actually canvassed the people in Springfield to see what they needed, and it was a safe place. It was a much different place 30 years ago in Springfield. And so that's what we started out being, was a safe place for the people of Springfield. And we called ourselves a safe haven. And we were the urban ministries of Springfield. We had a clothes closet, a food bank. Young Life met there on Thursday nights, a parent group on Saturdays, weekly lunch on Wednesdays. And so we were spread thin, trying to do everything. And we were a member, our board members were worker bees. We weren't people that really knew money in the community. And that's what we really needed to blossom. So we ended up being able to purchase this building on 8th Street with a Florida grant, and decided at that point to change our name from Urban Ministries of Springfield to the Sanctuary on 8th Street. And it wasn't anything religious. It was to also be focused just on the children. So it was to be a sanctuary for the children where they could grow, where we could change their life. And so our vision changed from just being a safe haven to where we could change the life of a child in Springfield. And so for me, and I get choked up when I look around and I see where we are today, it just, my heart swells, because we have changed the life of kids in Springfield. And we have those kids that come every afternoon, and they love you, Rick, and they love the volunteers. And I miss that because I don't really come here and volunteer anymore. But I was on the board for 9 years, so we did see, I was on the board when it was a baby and it started to grow. So that was our beginnings.
Hope truly does happen here at the Sanctuary. I know for a fact because I was a kid who grew up here in Springfield and on the east side of Jacksonville, and it gave me a place I could come do my homework, have a meal. Also, I was able to be a part of wonderful activities and field trips. And I love playing on the basketball team. It really helped shape my mind that there was more that I can do in life versus what I saw in the streets. And as I look back at the years I've served on the board, from the wonderful leadership from Rick and all the other faculty and staff here, they've really done a tremendous job with the kids and their schooling and learning. And it's the same exact environment, and even better. We expanded programming, more field trips, and they're still a basketball team. Wow, and they're pretty good. So this is a wonderful cause to give to. And when you think about all of the social injustices you see today, this is one effort where we all can come together without any type of political mindset and do something that's going to help our community today and in the future. So thank you again for giving to the Sanctuary on 8th Street.
Well, Rick, I got involved probably 20 years ago. I was brought down for a luncheon, and the kids weren't here, and I thought it was a pretty cool place, but I really didn't understand it till I came when the kids were here. And as I got more involved as a volunteer, as a donor, ultimately on the board, when I would bring people to the Sanctuary to introduce them to it, I would make sure the kids were here. And we would walk around and we would see the activities, whether it be structured or unstructured. And there was a peace and there was a happiness. And one thing that I always seemed to notice was as we were completing the tour, we were walking outside, no matter who it was, and we would chat in the parking lot. And more times than not, the person would say to me, it's like and they would always get to that word, sanctuary. And I think that word just really says it all. The other thing I would do in that parking lot is I would ask people if they wanted to help contribute. And it was easy to do. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a relatively frugal man. And one thing I love about the sanctuary is that the dollars that are given really go towards the kids. It's a genuine ministry. There's no overhead, there's no jet, there's no buffet. It's just money going in for tutoring, for activities, just to help these neighborhood kids have some benefits that kids in other parts of town take for granted.
This is the neighborhood my parents started out in. These kids deserve to have the same kind of childhood that I had and my kids had and my grandchildren having. And so it means for 30 years, wonderful people with so much heart put into their work have been giving these kids some of those special things and a lot of heart and hope. And to me personally, as a volunteer, you get so much more than you give. There is nothing that can lift you up more than to spend one-on-one time with a bright child and a nice activity after they get their snack, art or basketball or poetry, coding. There's amazing things going on here. That child begins to smile, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's amazing to volunteer here. So I thank you. I thank you on behalf of Jacksonville for helping this neighborhood, and I thank you from me as a volunteer.
Hey, my name is Fred Gooden, and I have been participating in the sanctuary for 7 years, and the sanctuary has officially turned 30 years old today. I appreciate all the board members for making this amazing place, and it is a very amazing place. It has helped me a lot in different varieties, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
You know, I think the best way to build bonds with the young folks here at the sanctuary is doing something together. They don't necessarily need to, be sitting down and letting me write life lessons on the board, but we can learn things through doing. We can build relationships. We can laugh about mistakes. We can, learn, have a chance to practice perseverance through adversity. And I think it's just a great way to, put hands on with the children and show them that that's a great way to both commit and benefit an organization and a great way to spend your time.
Well, the great thing about the sanctuary is that it's a second family to kids, and parents love that they're going to know that their children are getting what they need. The after-school work, the summer programs, the tutoring, the mentoring, and the positive relationships they have with the adults here and their peers. And that safe place and productive place is so important to families. And the Jaguars Foundation goes back not 30 years, but over 25 years in terms of supporting the sanctuary. And I certainly remember the older location in Springfield. But the building we're sitting in right now is historic. The post office here, which the former Jaguars owners, Dolores Barr Weaver and Wayne Weaver, were instrumental in helping the sanctuary secure this building and renovate it to be the home for these kids. So I kind of sit on that, sacred ground, so to speak. And then obviously when Mr. Khan bought the team, we've continued our support over these years. But the consistency for me is, again, what has been done for the children here in this area, and the focus and the love that's been given. And sometimes it's tough love, but when you look at the results and you see kids now that are grown up, that are adults, and live some pretty difficult lives, and their families and their parents, what they appreciate that. And success isn't just college. Success for some of us is college, but success for other of us is just surviving our upbringing and thriving and getting the support they need from their parents and from the sanctuary to either get a job. And we have great jobs here now in Jacksonville for high school degrees where then you can move up. Just being able to be prepared and get that degree. How many kids don't even get that high school degree? And yet almost every kid at the sanctuary is going to have your high school degree.
UPS chose the sanctuary because it's such a pivotal, important part of the social fabric of Jacksonville. So to have you guys celebrate your 30th year is nothing short of extraordinary. We're so happy to be a part of it. We're so happy to be able to assist and volunteer and help. With UPS and our community connections, we have so many organizations that we can be a part of. So when my department, the Jacksonville Theater Department, decided to choose who they would try to help, we wanted to find something small where we could make the most impact. And seeing the type of impact you guys have made over the last 3 decades fueled us to want to be a part of this organization as well. So to see 30 years, I just regret we didn't become a part of it sooner, to be honest with you.
It's success. It's success for the children. It's a guardian for the children. One of a great moment I had, I went back to school. I went to FSCJ to accomplish a construction degree, and as I'm walking through the campus, I see a great kid that not only I tutored, but also was part of the basketball team. His name is Biko. And so all of a sudden, I'm walking through FSCJ, and I hear, Miss Carol, and Biko! And he's so prim and proper and so elegant and so formal and so polite, and it was just an awesome moment of success for me to see how the teamwork within the sanctuary is efficient and successful.
So I spent 3 summers here at the sanctuary working with the older girls, and that was just the most impactful time, the most impactful role that I played, and I was a teacher. So just spending all day, every day with them. What I think stands out to the sanctuary from other programs is definitely the enrichment piece. Seeing students go surfing, do golfing, do skateboarding. I mean, they get such a wide variety of enrichment and skills and exposure to things that they normally would not interact with.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and happy 30th sanctuary birthday. And what the sanctuary means to me is a whole bunch and a lot. I love this sanctuary. It means a very, very lot to me. And I want to wish the sanctuary a happy birthday!